Well, hey everyone, we're live with Andy Hall here, Big Zeb, Tobin Templeman, and the silent John Houston.
Hi, John. Is it
John
Hudson? Not
Hudson,
Houston.
Hudson. I'm sorry, Houston.
Houston has a problem.
Houston does.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? How was your weekend?
It was good.
Mm.
It was good. It's been kind of
I had a very
chilly.
sleepy weekend.
Very sleepy, huh? Well, I will.
Yeah. I fell asleep during a live stream on Sunday afternoon or evening, and which I've done many times because 8:30 in the evening when it starts is too late for me.
Oh, really? Well, you're up at nighttime too, aren't you? I mean, you're up during the night.
Well, yes and no. Two sleep disorders kicking my butt, so
Right.
I try to have a good sense of humor about it.
No, that's
But
good.
yeah, it's theoretically.
What's up, Theo? Yeah, I was up at 5 this morning after going to bed around midnight, and that was joyous. But it's not like I'm going back to sleep again. But let's see, what else have I been up to? I was on the PSF, the Promethean Secular Frontier. See, I remember the name this time. I was on that on Saturday night. I went out drinking on Friday night, and so by the time I was supposed to be on the show on Saturday night, I was intact. I was coherent.
Is there any way to get a little more sleep for yourself, though, if you go to bed at midnight and wake up at 5?
Well,
it's not good.
No, it isn't good. And I know I'm not at my best when I get 5 hours of sleep. But believe it or not, this is actually my sleep patterns have been better now since I stopped doing these crazy overnight shifts. And so regularly I get like 6 to 7 hours, but last night I don't know what happened.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a cat nap or something in the afternoon if you're lucky.
Yeah. To live is to hope, right? To live is to hope. I saw my kid yesterday too. We had we had a discussion about college and the importance of networking. These are the joyous things I get to have conversations with my kid about, and about how important it is to actually. And this is weird coming from me since I'm a misanthrope, but it's important to make connections and to be friendly.
Yes.
Tobin, you're back.
Yeah.
He's back.
Slipping the finger. I went to go mute my mic to clear my throat, and then I hit the wrong button.
Hitting the wrong button. Yeah. It has happened to us all.
Yeah, people can seem to find that like button on the first show. You had 22 people or something like that, and 10 likes.
What I have discovered after looking at my analytics obsessively is that when I share the video at 7 o'clock on the Laughing in Disbelief Facebook page, I get and on the Facebook groups too, there's a lot of traffic that comes in after that, and that's where we get or that channel gets a lot of subscribers from that. So that's weird, right? But I guess more people are around at 7 o'clock Eastern and they are at 9 o'clock in the morning.
There's also a weird phenomenon of trying to develop good habits. I automatically like any stream that I watch or any video that I watch. I do it at the beginning because I won't remember at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And if it turns out that I'm watching stuff that sucks, well, I just won't come back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a habitual thumbs upper. I make sure I spread the big old thumb on the page. Yep, I press it. I like pressing that button.
It does help, from what I understand, in terms of having the video shared by the YouTube algorithm.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So when you like and comment, even if it's a negative comment, it helps raise the video in the search in YouTube search, and that's why yeah, that's why I let a lot of comments just roll. You know, once the video's up, it's like I don't have enough energy or time to respond to a lot of idiotic comments, but I'm not going to take them off and take them down either, because that actually just, like I said, helps.
I leave a lot of timestamp comments, and now I'm even branching out from timestamping my own delightful comments to include the comments of others.
That's fantastic. I'm glad that you're working on the system.
Yes, and self-aggrandizement is one of my things,
Yeah.
Whoa, so you put the date and time in your comment after
well, for example, I left a comment. There was we discussed the problem of people flashing and porn bombing in a previous episode, and I left a timestamp, and I said Tobin never forgets and it was the timestamp for where I said Tobin never forgets a penis.
So you're trolling people in the comments.
Yeah, it was just some weird thing where someone had flashed Cindy Plaza's or porn bombed her.
Oh yeah.
And somehow that came up. But I'm also actually time-stamping other people's bon mots and trying to leave a comment that would push someone to checking it out.
I'll be honest with you right now, is that I've been on so many shows. Well, I have been on like a ton of shows, and most of them don't end with me yelling and screaming. Some of them do. I'm not going to lie to you. There have been some incidences where I've kind of like lost my crap because people just say stupid stuff. But most of them have been very calm and civil conversations, and Cindy's a friend, obviously, right? Cindy Plaza is a friend. But when we were talking about comedy and minorities, and I didn't know how that would play out, and because Kyle was on the show too on Saturday, I had no idea what Kyle was going to say, even though I'm friends with Kyle and we're both on the same page basically on comedy and how we can do our business. I still wasn't sure. But it all worked out.
Did you lose it on that show?
I did not. No. The last time I was on The Right to Reason, I kind of lost my crap. Yeah. But in a hysterical way. In a hysterical way, I mean,
want to put a link into that show, Andy?
Yeah, I think I want to see that.
It's all okay. So it's The Right to Reason, and it was about Are Women Funny? And that wasn't what the original topic was about. But there was a MAGA hat that was on the panel, and he decided to derail. These MAGA people, they can only hold their shit together for so long before they start talking foolishness. And so we were having a conversation about joke thieves, and I guess it wasn't that exciting enough for this MAGA guy. And so maybe a half an hour or so, or 40 minutes into the show, he decided to start talking about why women aren't funny. And it's like, dude, come on. And then I found, and he runs a pod. See, I'm getting agitated just talking about it. And he runs a podcast like Logical Thinking or something, which I found hysterical because his entire series of arguments about everything, mind you, were silly. They were just silly.
Well, I went to get fuel last night, and on the gas pump it has a picture of Trump, and he's pointing at it. Biden did that, so I scribble out the Biden part, and it says "did that," and then make him look like Uncle Adolf. Trump.
Nice. That's good. I like that. Job well done, John Hudson. D Park says, Jack, my buddy Jack Macherko had the Satanic Chef on his channel over the weekend. Yeah, he's a Satanic Chef. He's been on, I think, this channel. I think he was on this channel before. He's a good guy, local guy, Boston area based guy, and He was a chef before the apocalypse. I don't know if he's back to work or not in a restaurant, but he does. But he's really smart guy, really talented, and and does a show I think on Satan TV, something like the Satanic Chef Cooks.
Mm.
What they cooking? Babies?
Nothing but the best babies, John Hudson.
Yeah.
Nothing but the best babies. Not just the babies, but the prime ribeye babies, right there.
Baby, the other white meat.
Yeah, who was it came up with the idea of calling eating human flesh being a serving of long pork?
Well, there's and I believe we've had a conversation about this on. I know I have somewhere on a show about how, from what I understand, and there are other legitimate sources about this, that human flesh tastes like pork.
I see.
And that's one of the reasons why it is verboten. It is forbidden in some faiths. Is that it tastes a little too close to human flesh.
Of course, how would these faiths know?
So I
what
might
pork
eat myself.
Yeah.
There was a Stephen King story about a guy who was stuck on a deserted island.
Mm.
I think he was a doctor, and he had all this morphine with him. And so to stay alive, he basically devoured parts of himself.
That's delicious.
Welcome Monday morning, everyone.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
I watched Christine this weekend. I hadn't seen it in 20 years, and that show was filmed so damn good. I thought it was kind of cheesy when I saw it a long time ago, but rewatched it, and the special effects on that show, that car squeezing and coming back to life and such, he did a stellar job on that movie.
All right.
I was going to mention a movie too. Speaking of the long pork problem, it made me think that there should be a Hostel 4, Iron Chef edition.
Oh.
And I'm the only one who thinks that's funny.
Yes. So
you know the Hostel movies? I mean, well.
No.
I saw one.
You weren't impressed, Tomer Templeman?
I don't know.
How about that Major League Baseball?
Like the torture movies are like, I don't really find that appealing too much anymore.
So what I dropped a link for a short 14-minute video of the Joke Thieves episode that I was on. I don't know. I haven't listened to this particular 14-minute segment, so it might have been just us talking about Joke Thieves as against to getting into this brawl about women being funny or not. So, and Robert Stanley's.
Where'd you just put that at?
Threw it in the chat, sir.
All right.
Joke Thieves. There's got to be a song in that, Tobin.
So,
right.
You could sing it to the sound of Half Breed.
It's interesting that I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know how Rob Stanley, who runs Right to Reason, I don't know how he sliced up that episode. So that might just be us talking. He may not have us in it at all. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's two liberals. I don't know. I'll you know what I'll do? I'll share the video. I'll share once I figure out which video it is. I'll share it out with you. I'll throw it in the link. I'll throw it, on the channel or on Twitter and on Facebook and stuff like that. Because I'm looking around for it, and I'm just like, I'm distracted, more distracted than usual. That's what I am.
Well, that's okay.
Because I'm getting distracted by, different Right to Reason episode titles like "God Cured My Herpes." It's like, wow, that sounds like an interesting episode right there.
Somehow, you dodged your herpes?
I don't think that's true.
I don't. How does a person do that? Maybe there was some herpes with their name on it, and it was prevented by a condom or something.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. So I'm back.
Oh.
I got it queued up for me to check out later.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't
Like
visited his channel for a little while.
yeah. I don't know if I'll be let back on. To tell you the truth, it might be one of those.
Oh, it's good to be kicked off of the occasional, to be banned from this Twitch channel or.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, Rob's he's a far more tolerant person than I am. So I don't. We've had conversations after the episode, and he hasn't. So I might get invited back on. I don't know.
Yeah, I was having fun last week trolling the trucker convoy channel. It was they banned me.
Yeah,
Are they still carrying on with that mess?
They had Teddy Cruz on it riding shotgun in one, and it was like it was just fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
Sorry, dude. Go ahead.
I got away with being an ass for about 30 minutes before they finally shut me down.
Before they put the ban on you.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yep. So Ted Cruz was in a trucker convoy, and another trucker that was riding behind him was complaining about how everyone was flipping him off. Birds are flying everywhere. Birds are flying everywhere, and just insipid kind of right wing. Christo-fascist. See, I haven't used the word Christo-fascist today, so I'll use that. Christo-fascist kind of stuff. It's like, I don't know why they're flipping me off or flipping us off, because we're just doing the Lord's work kind of stuff.
Yeah, that truck had a cross as the hood thing. It was hilarious.
Hood ornament.
Yeah. Hood ornament, yeah.
Yeah. And that's a sign that, you're talking about a real person who knows what's what.
Have you seen the price of gas? Let's get in our trucks and go complain about something that doesn't exist. No.
Oh yeah, they were also protesting the mandates, which are not enforced.
Yeah, they were complaining about mandates, the mask mandates, vaccine mandates, and everything. Which, they're maybe 6 months too late, maybe a year too late for that. But people just want to get attention.
I think being 6 months behind the times might have led to their dropping out of elementary school.
No, that could be it. That could be it.
Comedians had a field day with that too. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel who made a lot of fun of people going on a convoy to protest mandates that were no longer enforced.
It's once again, the right, Trump's, they are really good at keeping their base energized for the most idiotic reasons. Whether it's bathrooms, like controversies about bathrooms, mandates that are pretty much all gone. Yeah. Theo says it's always bad start if someone thinks he has God on his side. Yeah, indeed. You're right about that, Theo.
And is it how big is the convoy compared to the Canadian one?
Not
Have
big
they
at all.
managed to get a ton of people?
No.
So they got a really small convoy. Not much of a sight. They've got a really small convoy rocking through part of the night.
I knew this was a setup.
Yes. Yes, and it's really awful.
It took you some time to drive there, but you got there.
That's a big 10-4 there, Zebra.
It's such an awful joke too. It's just it really sucks.
Well, the good thing about it is that you're driving it into the ground. As
where it belongs.
Got our ears on.
10-4, good buddy.
So Tobin, how's your musical excursions going? I saw something that you were working on some music this weekend.
Oh yeah, I actually uh created the last guitar tracks for the last two songs that I have to put out for this particular project. Uh, it was really cool. I probably listened to the two tracks like 20 times after I
Uh,
did them. Like yeah, this has been a really interesting ride, and um I have more ideas. So, and people have been giving me ideas, so that there's going to be more, and I'm just gonna try to
good.
keep on getting better. But
Good.
yeah, I'm really excited. We're gonna get Kendra's bass tracks put together probably this week.
Good. Yeah. Well, you can't get better unless you practice, or if you unless you're producing material, content.
Yep, yep. It's crazy. Although I actually had a job offer this week, um, but I was like, it it did not appeal to me, and I just totally told him, I'm sorry, this isn't going to fit for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Now, what didn't you like about the job offer? I'm just curious. If you feel
Uh,
comfortable talking about it.
they offered me $14 an hour, and it is to where you're an independent contractor as a
Mm.
ranch hand, and they're expecting a lot of different things, construction to feeding animals and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, if you want somebody like that, I didn't even say anything, but I would be willing to pay somebody a lot more for what
Mm.
Yeah.
they're asking. If it was me, I don't know.
Yeah. It's
That's hard work. That's a lot
Yeah,
of hard work there.
Mm.
hell yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah.
this little place we have, the upkeep and stuff on it. I have to bring in a couple people a couple times a year just because I can't do it all.
Well, how many acres you have, John?
The main that's there's over 20 acres. It's like
Yeah.
22.5 acres, 22.64, I think it is what it is. But five of it's maintained yard.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it like they're only offering $14 an hour, and they also want you to be an independent contractor. There's going to be no benefits. I didn't even ask because I knew they weren't going to be offering it.
Yeah.
But it makes it
Mm.
to where you're only barely making over $10 an hour once you figure in your own personal expenses and how
So
much you
Yeah.
pay in taxes.
so
Like
let's say you get
the
hurt
heck.
at a
Oh yeah.
job like that, right? Let's say you get effed up because it's tough work and it's with animals and things happen. It isn't like you have any sick time available as an independent contractor. You're just screwed.
Hmm.
Yes. I think that's the theme here. You're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Independent contractor, you're screwed. Didn't California pass a law to stop businesses from doing this?
I believe so. I know it's on the ballot here in Massachusetts in November, and
Mm.
the ride sharing companies who want to keep their wage slaves independent contractors are putting a lot of money
Mm.
into the ballot question. I see it on my feed all the time. Now, I could just say I don't want to see the ad anymore, but then I think, well, I want to bleed them for at least a quarter of a penny that it takes them to show it on my feed, and it just makes me angrier when I see it too. So it's positive. That's what I'm saying, everyone. It's a positive experience for me.
Hmm. Oh, can I share a stupid story with everyone?
I like stupid stories.
Okay. Well, I enjoy watches. I can't afford them, but it's cheap to read about them. I have a few nice watches, but nothing that would set the world on fire.
Right.
But it's a strange business where somebody releases a new watch that's very beautiful and very refined, and it's only $82,000.
Yeah.
It's kind of absurd. And so to join into the absurdity, I came up with a watch company. So if someone posts a video saying, leave a comment below of a watch company you'd like to cover, or what's your favorite brand of watches, that I could have a watch company I could refer to that would just be a joke.
Right.
And I came up with the Perineum Watch Company Limited. And
the Perineum Watch Company.
Yes, and for people who aren't in on the Latin, the perineum is essentially the taint. It's the muscles that that are in the girdle, the muscles on the bottom end of your torso.
Yes.
So it's like the wristband kind of wrinkly and like got hairs sticking off of it.
Well, let your imagination fly. That's that sort of thing. I hope it. The thing is that it passes cursory inspection, and then for the humor to take hold, you go, "Wait a minute, perineum, what?" Yeah, and because you've probably heard the term once or twice, you know.
Yes.
Kind of shaped like my Hamilton Curvex.
Oh, those are nice. That's a rectangular tank style watch, isn't it,
right.
John?
Right.
Oh, those are beautiful.
1950s.
Yeah, Hamilton was so good, the Swiss bought it. And now it's a Swiss watch company.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and Hamilton also produced a bunch of watches that were used as field watches in the Vietnam War, which when guys came back, of course, they got to keep those watches. And psychologically, watches can sort of become a part of you, as opposed to your cellular phone, which is just a gadget.
Yeah, you're right. I don't get really emotionally attached to my cell phone, to my phone. So I'm taking a
When
look right now at Hamilton's men's watch. Very nice, very classic.
If you look up Hamilton Curvex, you'll see something really interesting. And
am I going to get Rickwalled? Is this
no?
Never gonna let you down.
What was the name of that Ventura? I'm looking it up right now. Ventura watch. There's a triangular cased watch that Elvis used to wear, and there's still. There we go. Hamilton Ventura. Now there's a really interesting watch. It's rather unique in appearance, and you find them showing up in weird places, like the guys in Men in Black. They wear Ventura watches. They look sort of futuristic.
Oh, the curve watch. So the curve is from
it molds to your wrist.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very comfortable watch to wear.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Check this out. The perineum watch. It like attaches to the base of your genitals, and it has a little magnets, and that way, like it's like hanging there, and then you can bend over to your partner, and you can be like, "Guess what time it is?"
Yeah. Guess what happens when you spin the crown?
Yeah, come.
Yeah. That's really. This is going too far. I like it. You know, some of those Hamilton Curvexes have a lovely Art Deco side to them. They're not all of them, but some of them.
Mine's kind of got a deco flavor.
It does.
I wouldn't call it truly deco, but it in style, all of them kind of from that era. They were classier.
There we go. Well, here's a deco Hamilton watch. I don't think the company ever used that term, and it's $417, and it's in American money, and it is. Well, that's a lot of money for an old watch.
I think a lot of money is for yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll be honest. I'm thinking about buying an iWatch because I'm thinking about one of those smartwatches because I'm thinking I might live longer if I have one.
Mm.
If I have one longer, check out my heart rate and my oxygen level at nighttime. So that's my fear. See, my purchases are usually either hate based or fear based, except when it comes to alcohol, and then it's love based. It's all about the love.
Mm.
I tried some Rendezvous Rye from High West. It was a limited edition. Got it for the boy for his birthday yesterday.
Mm.
And yeah, we had some breakfast rye yesterday. Oh, it's really nice. But I'm kind of partial to the High West. It's made in Park City, Utah, and they had a ski and distillery, and I had bottles 1 through 5 of the first that they ever released. I'm just kind of partial to them, anyways, because it been part of my life.
Mm. I've never heard of breakfast whiskey before.
Breakfast whiskey.
Oh, hell yes.
Mm.
It started with AJ Hirsch for me.
Under $500 is cheap for a Swiss watch. Yeah.
I think that Hamilton was made stateside, the older ones.
It depends. I don't know if Hamilton has any American. They might have assembly facilities, but I don't think they manufacture anymore in the U.S. But that's a guess.
Yeah, I thought that was an American-made watch. I didn't know that they were Swiss. But look,
If I can, sorry, go ahead.
It was my pops, so I'm partial to it. I'd never get rid of it for anything anyway. So,
right, I'm typing in the name of an interesting Swiss watch company into chat, and if you see one of the dials, you'll instantly go, "Well, that's really familiar. Where do I know that from?" And this company won the right to sort of reproduce the clock face in wall clocks or wristwatches of the clocks that are in Swiss railway stations. So you've probably seen them in movies. And the clocks in Swiss railway stations are all aligned, so they all show the exact same time, second per second. And they're really beautiful. Maybe I can get a website for that. Mundane. There is a problem where where there's so many distributors around the world. So you find an American distributor for Mundane, but they aren't really the manufacturer, and you're looking for information. Here it is. Mundane website.
hey, here comes my little guy. I'm going to slip out, guys. Have a great day.
I'm going to bust out too. I got to get ready for work. Sorry, I've been thinking about things. That's what I've been doing. I've been thinking about things, and so I've been distracted. Usually, I don't think, and when I'm not thinking, I can talk a lot more. But I've been distracted and thinking, which is unfortunate for all of us, I think.
All right. Well,
Tobin, thanks. Good seeing you, Big Z. Thanks, everyone in the chat. Same thing tomorrow, everyone. Shamala Hamla. Same thing tomorrow. Take care, folks.
Bye.